it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my O.W.L.s Magical Readathon TBR Part 2. So stay tuned. Okay, so if you watched my O.W.L.s Magical Readathon TBR, the first one anyway, it wasn't really a part 1, it was just supposed to be my original one. You'll know that I picked the job of Auror, and I only showed the 5 books that I would need to read for that. Sasha wanted to make an appearance. But I've just about read all of those books, and I decided, you know what? I might go ahead and try to read the other 7 books. But I might also try to do a job that's a little more challenging than Auror, because, well, I was looking at what Auror requires for the n.e.w.t.s, and it was only 9 books, and I was thinking, you know, I'm sure I could do way more than that. So I wanted to pick a job that was a little bit more challenging. So I think I'm gonna base that more on how I do with my O.W.L.s, and we'll just kind of see from there. So really quick, let me recap the books that were in my original O.W.L.s TBR. So for Charms, which was age line to read a book, an adult book, I decided to go with The Night Olivia Fell by Christina McDonald. And this is about a mother getting a call in the middle of the night, and her daughter has fallen off of a bridge. She has permanent brain damage and is in the hospital, and they can't take her off life support because, surprise, she's pregnant. Her mother knows nothing about the pregnancy and has no idea how this whole thing happened, and she is desperate to find out what's going on. For Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is Reducto, which is read a book that starts with the letter R, I decided to listen to the audiobook of Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton, and that is about a desert war with who's going to become the next sultan, and there's genies and dimgees, and our main character is a female gunslinger, and it's quite interesting. Okay, for Herbology, that was to read a book with plant on the cover. I decided to go with A Poison, Dark, and Drowning by Jessica Cluse. This is the sequel to A Shadow Bright and Burning, which is, that was the first book. This is the second book in the Kingdom of Fire or Kingdom on Fire series. And it's about a girl who is prophesied to be this female sorcerer. And, well, female sorcery is very unheard of in this world. It's all men. And in this world, the women that do any kind of magic are considered witches, and witches are banned. Like, witches are bad. They've been exterminated. And she thinks, well, I'm a witch. But she's prophesied to be this sorcerer, and she's brought to this school where she is trained with the other male sorcerers, and she's supposed to help save this world from the ancients. There are 7 of them, I believe, and I think they represent 7 deadly sins. So that's what this is about. Next is Potions, which was to read a sequel, and for that I chose The Dazzling Heights by Catherine McGee. This is the sequel to The 1000th Floor, and that is pretty much about a whole city that's living in this very large building, like mega building, and where you live, like what floor you live on, is based on like social status and money and all of that. And the book starts out, The 1000th Floor starts out with somebody falling from the 1000th floor to their death, and we kind of like go through and find out what happened and how that came to be throughout the first book. And this follows, okay, that's happened, now somebody wants to know why that happened. And that's what this is about. For Transfiguration, that is to read a book with sprayed edges or a red cover, and for that I went with Time Bomb by O.W.L.s. And this is about 6 students who are trapped in a school that has been torn apart by bombs, and one of the 6 that are trapped in the school is one of the bombers. And throughout this whole book, you're trying to figure out who that person is, and Also, if these kids can escape before, you know, another bomb goes off. Okay, now for the 7 owls that weren't in my original. The first one is Astrology, and that is to read a book with star in the title. And for that, I decided to listen to the audiobook of The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I know that there is a movie coming out of that, I think this month, I do believe. And so I really wanted to get to that. I do have the physical copy. I also have the physical copy of Rebel of the Sands. But as you can see, all of these boxes back here, those are my books. And they're still packed up. So I had to actually like dig through a couple of boxes to find the books that I have. So the ones that I'm listening to the audiobook of, I actually have the physical book. It's just packed somewhere in here. Okay, next up is Muggle Studies, which is to read a contemporary. And for that, I'm doing a buddy read with Clint and Emily Novel and a few others, I believe. And we are reading Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This is about a girl who deals with OCD while also hunting for this missing billionaire to claim a reward. Next is Divination, which is read a book that's set in the future. And again, I have the physical copy of this book, but I'm going to be listening to the audiobook of Partials by Dan Wells. And, well, Marty picked this out because it was one that he thought sounded interesting, and we're going to listen to it together. And Partials is about this world in which humanity is all but extinct after a war with the Partials. And the Partials are genetically engineered organic beings that are identical to humans. Most of the human race has been wiped out by this weaponized virus, and the tens of thousands that are left have kind of huddled together in North America. And our main character, Kira, is trying to find the solution and, well, save humanity. And maybe Partials alike. Next up is Ancient Runes, which is to read a retelling. And for that, I decided to go with Splintered by A.G. Howard. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And I started it, and I think I got just a couple of pages in. We were going to listen to this, Marty and I, but he really wasn't interested. And I think I got into another readathon, and this just got put aside. So I only read a couple of pages, so I'm going to start this over from the beginning, and I'm going to read Splintered. Next up is Arithmecy, and that is to read a book by more than one author. For that, I am reading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. This is a play based on the Harry Potter books, and I'm sure everybody knows what it is, but Xander and I recently read the entire Harry Potter series together, so now we are reading Cursed Child, and then Zoe and I will be having a live show on her channel, I forget what day, the last Saturday of April, discussing this. Normally we discuss the book and the movie, but there is no movie to this, so we'll be just discussing the book. Next is Care of Magical Creatures, and that is to read a book with a land animal on the cover. And this is another book that Xander and I are going to read together, and that is The Misadventures of Edgar and Allan Poe, Book 1, The Telltale Start. And there is a cat. And this just says, the Poe brothers aren't ordinary boys. They're identical inside and out. They can read each other's minds, and their fiendish pranks are legendary. But a mysterious organization is after them, and the boys are in more danger than they know. Can their famous ancestor, Edgar Allan Poe, help them from beyond the grave? And I just thought that was going to be really cute. And it's short, which is good. I think it's only 178 pages. So, and there's illustrations throughout. So we'll have fun reading this, and it'll go by quickly. And then another book that I may read with Xander if he's interested. If not, I'll just read it myself because, well, I got it originally for myself, but it is a middle grade book. And that is what I'm choosing for History of Magic, which is to read a book published at least 10 years ago, and that is Melanie and Manhattan by Carol Weston. And, well, this is about a girl named Melanie, which is totally why I got this book in the first place. But she has people from abroad come visit her town, which is well, Manhattan, and she shows them all around, and she does all the touristy things, which she never really does because she lives there, and she learns a lot about, you know, where she lives, and it sounded really cute, and it looks really cute, and it's got my name in it, which is really cool. So that is my entire magical TBR. So hopefully I can take care of all of these, plus the audiobooks. I think I can do it. Have you read any of these books? Do you like them? Did you not? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you.